As I'll just wait a bit for some people to join the stream. Let me just see if it's working in the LSR channels. Just hold on 1 second. I'll confirm that for you, as it is indeed live at the moment. So that's all working, so that's very ideal. Let me just pick the page here with some information as we have qualifying underway here. I'll just get some things ready as the championship standings and some other things as well. So first of all, of course, we're at Spire, iconic circuit, the longest circuit on the track. It has 19 corners, of course, 2 massive straights. I think we'll have 22 laps in the race, I'm not sure. So not a very long race, but of course the track is over 7 kilometers long. So yeah, a very long track, so I'll just get the championship standings here next to me. As the stream has not been sent into the channel yet, so I'm not sure what that's about, but yeah. As Sterling is actually retired. I'm not sure why he is retired. I think he's retired in the pit lane. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix these things. As the stream has not been sent into the channel yet. So I'm not sure why that is, but otherwise I'll just send it myself. And no, I can't. I'm not sure why it hasn't. Alright, it will come eventually. Alright, so that's how I do. So for now I'll just send the link into the group sheet chat. I'll try and invite Shredding for a bit as he has been kicked, so let me just see if I can invite him. Give me 1 second. I have sent him an invite. So we'll get on with it right now, as we have some new people here in the race. Some people I haven't recognized. So there is, let's see, Guardian Knight. See if I don't recognize anyone else. PSR Khan. I know PSR is a good team, so I'm not sure if he's just done the name or he's actually in PSR, because that might mean that he's very rapid. As we have Kevin van Dijk as well. So those are 3 new guys. Welcome guys to LSR. I think the stream is posted in the channel right now. So I'll just get the championship standings up right now, as currently James is leading, of course, with quite a big margin, with Darrell missing the 2 races ago, I think. So James picked quite some points in that lead from Darrell, as currently James is leading by 14 points. Kendricks in P2, and then Darrell in P3 on 59 points. Jay in P4 on 55, as Sneaky Robert in P5 actually. Jay in P4 on 49 points. So John Wick here on the Inders. He's probably just going to see if everything is working. So just see who is finishing the lap first. I think that might be Hicks here. Yeah, he is going to finish the lap. Let's see what time he can put in. I think the lap times are going to be around the 42-41 mark, as he puts in a 43.5. So not quite what I expected, but we'll see if he has made a mistake somewhere on the lap. So we'll go on board with the next person to cross the line. I think that is Kevin van Dijk, so the new person. He's actually starting a lap, so we're just going with Dem Shane here. He's doing a lap as Kevin van Dijk goes into the 53s. As you can see, Darrell 41.9, like I predicted, 42-41s. So Darrell right on my prediction there, as Alien goes into P2 with a 42.5, as Dem Shane does a 44.2, and then Cheeber's going up into P3 with a 42.9. The lap time is coming in right now. PSR Khan with a 43.0, as right now I think Bono is next up to finish the lap. He does a 43.7, P6 for him right now, as the next one crossing the line will be Sneaky Robbie, P3 for him. Of course, he is still in championship contention as well, so I think he is in P5 currently, so he will be looking to close the gap to Darrell And James here, so we'll go on board with James actually, who is nearly coming through the second sector split. James, the 29.8 first sector, is pretty decent, as he does a 13.7. Doesn't say he's got a purple, but sometimes it glitches, so he might have purple in the middle sector, but I'm not sure. We'd have to wait and see what lap time he does, as half of the grid is still in lap time now, but Kevin, his lap time isn't represented yet, as it's a 53, as someone goes up into P6, I think that's Kelmac, MCal I mean. So very well done by him. As James crosses the line, he goes up into P2 with a 42.1, 2 tenths behind Darble. As we saw a few weeks ago, Darble has amazing qualifying pace. I think he gapped the field, or was it now as James actually? James gapped the field by 7 tenths on Austria. Well, the track is super short, so James has quite a good qualifying pace here, but of course we know Darble is very rapid as well. So we'll just, as Darrell locks his rears here, no I do, trying to let the Red Bull of Siebert pass, but he's also going to the pits, so that wasn't needed, but still well done by Darrell for letting people pass and not blocking them. No impeding done there, as some guys in that one lap I think. That's actually Viperizer, but he's quite a lot down on James. He was already 1.5 seconds down in the middle sector, which is of course quite a lot, as we're just gonna wait for him to cross the finish line, as 12 people have set the lap time as he goes wide actually, or that's just a bit of lag, so that's not ideal, but just waiting for him to come through the bus stop chicane here, braking at roughly the 100 meter board, as he has a bit of a slide on the exit as he comes across the line and puts in a 43.9 P11 Viperizer. We have seen him at the top at the last few races, so he will be looking to improve quite a bit more, as I'll just get the stream chat next to me. Give me 1 second. As next on crossing the line is going to be Ozen, so we'll just stay on board with the Mercedes guy here, as I'm getting the stream ready here. I have it next to me. Can you invite me, Robin? Yeah, I did invite you, I think, as you are indeed in right now. Strading will be looking to set a lap again, as of course he got kicked out, as Ozen goes up into P8 here with a 43 something, as Oreo comes across the line, P15 for him, 45.0. He's the slowest one out of the people that have set the representative lap time so far, because I think Kevin made quite a big mistake. He might even have spun on his lap, as he's 8 seconds off the pace right now. So we'll just go on board with the next one to cross the line. I think that might be Puma and P11. Of course, he was up at the top as well the last few races. Puma having shown quite good pace here. Yeah, it's 5-starting. I invited you. Yep. Just let me know if you can join. As Sterling is still on the pit right now, as Darbo is on the outlap as well. Of course, the track is super long, so there's no way you can do multiple laps in a row. It just doesn't work with fuel and tires. So Puma right now is second up on his lap time, so he will be looking to improve up to the front row, maybe even P3. Let's see what he can put in lap time wise, braking at 100 meter boards, getting nice rotation, another moment on the rears. It's very easy to lock the rears there for the Bastard chicane, as he goes up into P3 here with a 42.3. Very well done by him indeed, a very good improvement, as the other drivers will be looking to improve as well, as I think Hixie just started the lap, as let's see, I think Hixie will be the first one to cross the line here from the second lap runners, so we'll just stick on board with him to see what he does in the first sector, as he opens up the DRS for Camel Strader, going down to Lecombe, braking roughly at a 50 meter board, maybe a bit before, as you want to touch the curve on the inside there, as he misses the apex over quite a bit, so that's not ideal for him, but he still manages his way through Lecombe section quite nicely, as down into the downhill right-hander here, as then the left-hander, and then of course Pouillon, you want to take a flat or maybe a little downshift. I'm not really sure on this game, as he does a little downshift and a straight back up into 8th gear, a little tap on the brakes there, as Ixie is making his way through Sector 2 here, nearly finishing it. Let's see if he can find some time here. There was no idea as well, missed quite a lot of apexes on his lap so far, misses another one here. So his lap not looking very good as he's only half a tenth up on his lap time. So he is getting a bit of a slipstream here on the back straight. Slipstream definitely helps through Blanchimont. I'm not sure why, but if you get a slipstream on the back straight here, it gains you so much time to Blanchimont. It's absolutely crazy. It can easily gain you up to 2 tenths there as the Aston Martin pulls into the pits as Hicksey rounds the final corner here. Let's see what the improvement he can put in. He does a 43.4, so that's a 1.5 tenth improvement. Very well done by Hicksey there. Very nice sector, last sector. As we have Kevin van Dijk here, 10 seconds up on his lap time. So currently he will be looking for 43.5, which would put him around P12. Unless of course he backed off in the final sector and he can find some more timer as he is braking for the bus stop chicane again, as he takes quite a lot of speed into the corner. Very well done by him. He doesn't lose the rear of his car. It's very easy to lock the rear like I said before, and he does a 42.6 P6 by Kevin. Very well done by him, as of course one of the new drivers here tonight. I don't recognize his name, so he might be a reserve, but I'm not sure, as we have PSR Khan here on the left, 2.5 tenths up on his lap time, as Darrell improved by 10 to 41.8. Very well done by Darrell there, as I think James will be crossing the line quite soon as well. We'll go on board with James after Khan here, as of course you want to watch the guys at the front of the field as Khan rounds the final corner here. Let's see what lap time he can put in. He puts in a 42.6, so he goes just in front of Kevin here. The two new drivers, Khan and Kevin, performing very well on their first race. As we'll just go on board with James here. Let's see if he's improving, as he's actually invalidated, so we'll just go on board with someone else then. Let's see if anyone else on the lap. I don't see anyone on a good lap right now, so we'll just skip through the grid a bit, as I'll just go on board with Elian, I think. As I think he was the first on the lap. As he actually gets quite a big slipstream. This is what I'm talking about. You can gain so much time with a slipstream, as you can see. Very well done by the Ferrari guys here, as he actually nails his braking point as well. So as he gets a little bit of a slide on the exit, it's not ideal. Went down into second gear, but he still manages to improve by 1.5 tenths roughly. So that puts him up into P4 here in front of John Wick. So a very decent improvement there by Alien, as Sterling has actually gone up into P8 after they're disconnecting at the starter. So that's not ideal for Sterling, of course, but he manages to recover quite nicely. So we'll just see who is next. I think Viprice was quite a bit up in his first sector, so we'll just go on board with him to see what lap time he can put in. As there's a Mercedes here in the final corner, but he goes out of the way, no impeding there, as Vipricer gets the final corner done pretty well. No traction loss in the exit. He improves 9 tenths up into P12 here, 43.0 by him. So well done by him, very decent improvement. As Ozan here is also on the lap, he's 3 tenths up, so he will be looking to improve up into the top 10 here. As Ozan, of course, a teammate of Darrell, is in P1 currently, so Mercedes will be looking to get quite a lot of points for the Constructors' Championship, of course, in this race, as I think Mercedes are in the contention to win the Constructors' Championship. Of course, Red Bull as well, as they have getting James Championship leader. So Ozan crossing the line here. Let's see what lap time he can put in. 42.8 up into P11. Doesn't quite manage to put his car up into the top 10, but of course the grid being pretty competitive, as P5 till P11 is within 4 tenths of a second. So we'll just see who is next up. As some guys actually managed to put his car up into P3. I completely missed that, but very well done by some guy. He's only 700 behind James here, which is quite surprising, as Elian has a little coming together with the wall there, the pit wall, not ideal for him. He will be looking to clear off the way pretty quickly, otherwise he might get disqualified for blocking pit entry. You don't want that, like happened with Thomas Runhar in PSGO F1, of course. As Robbie here, taking this quite nicely. Not a lot of room left there for track limits. As let's see what sector 1 he can put in, as he currently does a 10th improvement 30.0, while he is already 2/10 down on the guys in P1 through sector 1, which is basically only one corner and the rest is just wing dependent. So seeing his first corner was quite decent. I'm guessing Robbie is on quite a bit higher wings than Darrell and James, so we'll just have to see in the race there if there's a real top speed difference, as he takes Pouillon nearly flat in 7th gear. A little bit of a lift there to get the rotation, to get a bit more rotation, as he avoids the curb there and touches the curb on the inside here. And looking quite decent here in the middle sector from Robbie, as there's a car in front of him. Might get a little sneaky slipstream, as he's actually 6/10 up on his lap time. So that's pretty well done by him. And he gets a huge toe here on the back straight, which might gain him a couple of hundreds as well. Let's see if he can nail the final corner. After that, I'll just go on board with the guys in P1 and P2, as he actually hits the apex quite nicely. But what is the Williams doing there? He could have just gone out of the way. This gives Robbie some dirty air, but still puts his Aston Martin up into P4. And like we saw the past few weekends, Aston Martin being up there with both drivers, the only team having both drivers in the top 10. So that's very well done by the Aston Martin team here, as we have, let's see who's on next on the lap. I think that's Puma. Can he improve the final sector? He cannot. Let's go on board to the next car. I think that might be Bono here, as that's actually already our African, or he's starting a lap. He's actually starting a lap. So I think next one to finish a lap will be Bono. So we'll go on board with him, and after that we'll spectate Darrell and James to see if those guys can improve, as Bono is 9/10 up on his lap time, which would currently put him up into P11. So he will be looking to contend for that top 10 spot. So let's see if he can put it up into the top 10, taking Blanchimont flat, of course, easily flat, as he brakes at the 100 meter boards for the last corner. No rear lockups for Bono, looking quite nicely here through the last corner to the bus stop chicane, as Ozan is actually retired in the pit lane. I'm not sure what that's about, as Bono goes up into P7, putting both Ferraris in the top 10 as well. So Ferrari and Aston Martin really looking very strong here, as they're up there with both drivers, so they might play a little bit of a strategy game, as we'll go on board with Darrell and James here, as James is not improving through the first sector, as qualifying is over. Some guy has finished his lap in P3, so it's just waiting for everyone to cross the line. Now there's an Alfa Romeo coming across the line. I think that might be Hixie. Let's see where Hixie can put his car. I think he has spun across the line. So that's not idea from Hixie, no improvement from him. As there's a Kelmac going up into P12, Siebert up into P13. So let's see if James can improve through the second sector, as Sneaky Robbie up into P4 here. I think he didn't improve in his final run there, as Puma doesn't improve as well, as Hixie actually gets disqualified for parking in a dangerous position, as James is absolutely flying 4/10 up on his time. As let's see if Darrell can improve as well. I can't see if Darrell is improving, but he has to be improving. He has to be improving at least 3/10, otherwise James might just pull away from here. Let's see what lap time James can put in through the final corner. A little bit of a rear lock up there. Let's see if he can improve across the line. James up into P1 with a 41.5. Let's see if Darrell can beat him. He does with a 41.4. Amazing qualifying here between the top two, between the two championship contenders, Darrell and James here. 40.14, 41.5. Very well done by these two guys, as the next one across the line might be Alien here. He's 2/10 up on his lap time as well. Can he put his car on the second row here? Alien crossing the line, then having a bit of a slide of the final corner, not ideal there, as he puts his car up into P3, front row for Alien. Very well done by him indeed as well. Bono, his teammate, is back tough, and I think that's qualifying over, unless Damn Shane can improve, but he cannot. So that's qualifying over, and that means Darrell in P1, taking a pole position away from James, who was in P1 at the final few seconds, but Darrell just tipping him on the line there, as Alien up into P3, 5/10 behind those guys. Of course, the track is very long, so there is a lot of time to be to be found. So 5 cents is a little less significant than 5 cents in Austria. As that is qualifying over for now. We have Darrell in P1, James in P2, Ali in P3, some guy in P4, Kevin in P5. Very well done by him on his debut here. As we have Robbie in P6, Puma P7, Khan in P8, Bono in P9, John Wick in P10. So that's the top 10 for us here tonight. As we're just gonna wait for the race to start. As Hixie got disqualified in the end there, which is not ideal, of course. But yeah, very exciting qualifying session here. Of course, James and Darrell being extremely close again. So it will be interesting to see the strategies in the race, as Darrell might go a softer compound to try and create a gap between him and James. Or James might go in a softer compound to try and steal the leads from Darrell early on here, and then just try and win the race on the hard compounded tires. I think the strategy around here is hard medium, or medium hard, of course, as the laps are, of course, pretty long, so softs might not last that long. So the back of the field, P4 to P11 within 0.4 of a second, so that is very close as well. As then we have the top two guys absolutely running away with it, 0.6 clear of the rest of the field. So you're gonna have to wait and see what strategies you guys pick. So I'll just stick around for a bit. As Darwell's actually left, that is not ideal at all. Darwell had been disconnected from the session. Let me see if I can invite her. I'm not sure if I can invite him, as I don't think I have him as a friend. But that's not ideal at all for Darwell here. Our pole sitter getting kicked out of the session, and I don't have him as a friend indeed. So let me just check the streamer. Darrell, what is he doing? He has left the session. That's not ideal at all. Our pole sitter here, so that might just give James a chance to run away with it. Well, let me actually see. As we're already starting, so has James disconnected as well? I'm not sure. No, James hasn't. But Darrell has disconnected, I think. That's not ideal at all. Darrell disconnected indeed. Darrell losing so many positions here because his AI is driving. James taking the lead. Let's just check the tires here, as Oreo African has also left the session. I'm not sure what this is about, but people leaving session. Alright, let's get on with the race then. Let's see the tires. James on soft compounded tires. Some guy on the mediums. Sneaky Robbie on the softs. Kevin on the hards. Kevin having a great start on the hard compounded tires, of course, gaining the place to Darrell. Darrell has not joined back yet, as that's not ideal for Darrell. I can't invite him, as I don't have him as a friend. So just see if there's any battles going on right now. As why is everyone ghosting? Is that just me, or is ghosting on? I mean, like, our collision's off. I think collisions might be off, or it's just my thing glitching, but it's looking very, very strange. I'm not sure what this is about, but and another guys, let's ask. Puma's actually retired. Yeah, it's a very messy race. I think the lobby is a bit glitched, as Puma's retired apparently while he's still driving. So as yes, host has left the session as well. I think we might get a restart. Yeah, lobby restart indeed. I'm not sure. That might have to do with Hixie getting disqualified. So I'll just go back to the main menu, and I'll just wait for an invite here. So lobby restart. It was already very strange to me why people were like ghosting and shit. So we're gonna have to do a lobby restart there, guys. So just hang on tight for me. I'll just wait for an invite. So let's see if Mr. Spilling is gonna find me soon. I'm actually gonna go down and grab a drink, as my throat is gonna be pretty sore during the race from all the talking on my own, of course. It's pretty It's a lot easier with a co-commentator, but we don't have anyone right now, so I'll just have to do it alone. But that means my throat is gonna be quite fucked up at the end of the stream, so I'm just gonna go down and grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back for you guys. Just stay patient and hang in there. As I have been invited to the lobby, so let me just join up. Still gotta mute the stream, like this. So I'll just go into spectator mode here. I think it might have to do with Hixie getting disqualified at the end there, just trying to impede other people and stopping on track and getting a disqualification for stopping on track. So we'll just have to see how the grid plays out, as I think it's sure that Darrell is in pole position and James is in P2. So I just have to wait and see. So we'll just wait for the lobby to be sorted here. Nothing much we can do. as we are underway again. So I'll just start up again, as currently we have 12 people watching, I think. So very much ideal for the start of the race here. So let's just see what strategy people will choose for. As we saw, James actually chose for the soft compounded tires, but I'm not sure he already knew that that we were doing a restart. So gonna have to see if he changes anything. Of course, Darrell was already out of the lobby before the strategies were chosen, so I don't think him starting on a medium was his own choice. So you're gonna have to wait and see what Darrell chooses to start on, as of course the guys behind as well. So you're gonna have to wait and see. Currently just waiting for the lights to start lining up. Of course, the first light will come on as soon as we have started. So just wait for a bit. As the lights are on here, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is lighter than the way we go. As Stuber actually gets a drive-through penalty, not ideal for him. As we can see, James here around the outside of Darrell in turn 1, side by side through turn 1. Still side by side, are they gonna go side by side? James off track as Darrell manages to take the lead again. I think there was a bit of contact, both drivers on the soft compounded tires. Let me actually get this here. Seabird getting a drive-through penalty, not ideal for Seabird, as Areo has actually retired from the race. Not ideal, as there's a safety car already on lap 1. So many things happened there at the start. Let me actually see who lost last position and who didn't. Hixie up 10 positions of getting his qualifying quali. Then Kevin 11 positions down, not ideal from Kevin. Then Strutting 6 positions down. Kendrick's Viper Ozen all gained 3 positions, and Seabird gained 4. And Bono with a great shot as well, both Ferraris P4 and P5. So very ideal for the Ferraris here, as Darrell and James both on the soft compounded tires, as Darrell is currently leading the race here. Darrell will need to make up some points to James to keep in the championship contention, as Darrell is, I think, around 15 points behind. Might be a bit more, might be 18, as Aurelio African has left the session completely. Of course, after DNFing on lap 1. I think he just got smashed into the barriers after turn 1, so I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm sure Stuart will look at it. As let's see if actually anyone pits. I don't think anyone will pit. I'll just go on tires again. But Seabird with a drive-through penalty, there's no idea, it might ruin his whole race here. He is on the soft compounded tires, so that's not ideal as well. Yeah, just a stupid mistake. So just waiting for the safety car here. As the safety car is not in. What happened here? Either Darrell left a huge gap or the safety car just sped up crazy. Oh no, I think Darrell wasn't caught up to the safety car yet, so that's my bad. As actually we can see, Seabird shredding, Khan, Kendricks and Knight and Kevin boxing. Some might have wing damage, but I think this is a smart decision from Seabird here, as of course on the soft compounded tires and the driver penalty is not ideal. So him switching to the mediums here is probably the better option for him, as currently we have a really mixed field tire compound wise. Top 2 on softs and 3 and 4 on mediums, P5 on softs, 6 on mediums, P7 on softs, 8 mediums, 9 mediums, 10 mediums, 11 hards, 12 softs, 13 mediums, 14, 15 mediums as well. Of course, Seabird in P14 has a drive-through penalty as well, so he will have to serve that. Then we have Kendricks in P16 on hards. Of course, our championship contender. I think he is in P2 currently. trailing James by 14 points. So Kendrick's still in championship fight as well, but he is looking to lose quite a lot of points here in this race. Down in P16 right now, but he is on the hard compounded tires. So starting in P17, Kevin in P18 after getting front wing damage at the start. Then Guardian in P19 on the medium compounded tires. So let's see when the safety car will be in. I think it will be one more lap and then the safety car will be in. So one more lap of boredom. And then we will see some battling, of course. The straight being very, very long, the camel straight and the back straight here as well. So fighting is definitely possible, overtaking as well. So I'm pretty curious if Darwin and James are on the equal amount of wings, or if one of them opted to go for a higher wing option. So or maybe even a lower wing option. So we'll just have to wait and see, and I guess we'll find out when they start battling. As some people are switching positions here, I'm not sure what that's about. That might be someone rear ducking in the bus chicane there. But just waiting for the safety car to come in next lap. This safety car is actually not ideal for Darwin and James here, as of course the softs are way quicker on the first few laps compared to the last few laps. So the longer the safety car stays out, the longer they will be able to drive on the softs. But at the same time, the bigger the disadvantage will be at the end of the race, as they won't have the chance to prove their pace on the soft compound tires. Actually use soft compound tires to extract that extra pace that they have over the mediums. So some guy and Alien are actually in a pretty decent position here as well. Same actually goes for John Wick, as he will actually be on the softer compound later on in the race. Same goes for Hendricks and Kevin. So they will be looking to make up some positions later on the race. So the race hasn't really started yet. They will have to be patient, and we will switch to Darrell and see when he chooses to restart here, as I think safety car will be in this lap. So let's see if safety car is in this lap. It is in this lap, so Darrell will lead the pace now, and we will see where he will restart. Of course, safety car has to be in the pit lane first before Darrell can restart, and since the straight is so long, Darrell will have to pace the field for quite a while, as the safety car is only in Blanchimont right now. So he still has to go through the bus stop chicane and then into the pits. So Darrell cannot go on the throttle yet. So we'll just see when Darrell decides to go. Let's see if James is awake. Let's see if James can overtake Darrell on Camel Straight. Of course, slipstream being very powerful on this game. We will see if James is able to overtake. I think Darrell will just go out of the final corner, and I think Darrell has gone here through the bus stop chicane, as James has had a fairly decent restart. No, I do. He's 4.5 tenths behind. He will be using his ERS to try and overtake Darrell here on Camel Straight. So James, let's see if he can get a good run out of turn 1. He does get a decent run, but so does Darrell. They're both using ERS, but of course James will have the slipstream. It looks like James has way less wings than Darrell here, as he's already next to him after Eau Rouge, as PSR Khan gets 5-second time penalty, which is no idea. But James taking the lead here on lap 4 has a superior wing, superior straight line speed. I mean, not superior wing, superior straight line speed. As you can definitely see the slipstream effect and the superior wing there, superior straight line speed through a Rouge there. As I said before, the slipstream effect through Blanchimont is super strong. But the same goes through a Rouge and Tradion. The slipstream effect just increases a lot compared to on the normal straight, as Darrell has been overtaken on the first lap, and they've already created this 2-second gap between themselves and an Alien. So the softs still seem to have the superior pace over the mediums, as there's a little bit of fighting going on here. Just a lot of people close behind each other, as we saw an overtake here, as that is, I think, Kendrick's going a bit wider to Alpine's getting at it, as Kevin tries to go down the inside here of his teammate Kendrick's, and actually overtakes him. So it's a pretty decent move by Kevin there on his team. I think his teammate backed off a bit there, so we just go on board with Kelmaker, as actually we have Sneaky Robbie. Let's see if he's sending it down the inside. He is not sending it down the inside. Is Hicksy sending it? He is not. So no moves happening here yet, as James, as there is a yellow in sector 3, and that is Robbie around. I'm not sure what's happened there. Robbie and another person around, I think, or just Robbie. Just Robbie around, no idea. I think a little bit of a spin out of the final corner. That bus of chicane lost rear traction, as we can see Siebert serving his drive-through penalty here, as Darrell here in this slipstream on 84% ERS. He has quite a lot more ERS than James. He is on 30% more ERS, so that will help Darrell at the end of the race. Hicksy getting overtaken by Puma here. Puma on the mediums, Hicksy on the softs, no idea. As we can see, Darrell and James pulling away. Hicksy is losing some ground here, so that's no idea for him. Also getting overtaken by Ozen, or at least nearly Ozen, right on his rear here, right on his tail. So he will be looking to overtake, as Puma is actually next to the McLaren of Viprice here, trying to overtake the McLaren, who's on the medium compound as well. Are they going to go side by side to Pouron? I think they will, and they will not. Puma just backs out and decides to live another day, as Puma is absolutely pushing Viprice here. Viprice going a bit wider. Let's see if Puma can overtake him into the next corner. Puma absolutely all over the back of Viprice. Viprice is not looking to have the pace like he had the last few rounds, so Puma will be looking to use some ERS and overtake Viprice up into the bus-up chicane. As you can see, his slipstream effect is working here. You can see it's amazingly strong. He is around 4 times behind at the start of the straight, and he's already nearly alongside him through Blanchimon. He will pull out the slipstream. As my mom came into my room, so that's not ideal at all, but I guess we will deal with it. We could see Puma there going a bit wide, so let me just put my mic volume up a bit so I don't have to talk as loudly as I had to before. Puma, I'm not sure what happened to Puma. He has actually gone straight on at the bus chicane, so he lost quite a few positions. And James absolutely on the rear of, Darrell actually on the rear of Puma here. Darrell at 100% ERS as well, and James is only 50%, so Darrell has twice the amount of ERS James has. So of course it's very easy to recharge when you're behind someone. So James will be looking to stick in the DRS of Darrell once Darrell overtakes him, and recharge the battery a bit. And I think the soft runners might go into the pit soon, as the softs might start to drop off. There's a 4-second gap between Darrell and Alien. Darrell and James definitely have a superior pace over the other guys, as Darrell already decides to make a move down to the bus chicane, but that might mean that he gets re-overtaken on the camel straight here, as James was DRS and will try and recharge his ERS as well. So this might actually fuck up James's race as well, as he will not be able to recharge the ERS, and he is not looking to recharge the ERS. He was just using ERS on the outside of the on the exit of the corner there. So that's not ideal. I'm not sure why he has done that. If I was him, I would just stay behind and recharge the ERS but James decides to go for the move again. An easy DRS move by him, and there's a 4.5 second gap now between Darble and Alien, so the two championship contenders really running away with it here, as PSR Khan overtakes Kelmac there. Kelmac not having any straight line speed because of no DRS, so very well done by Khan, who of course has a 5 second time penalty for ignoring yellows, so I'm not sure what that was about, but not ideal. As Robbie gets overtaken, of course we saw him having a little spin there at the start of the race out of the bus chicane, so that's not ideal by him, but he will be looking to fight his way back up. Let's actually see if there are any battles going on. We can see 5 Riser being pretty close to John Wick, and John Wick already flashing on lap 7. That's not ideal at all. John Wick on the hard compound tires is struggling quite a bit compared to the mediums, which shouldn't be the case, as the hard should start to get a bit better. As you can see, John Wick going a bit wider, as 5 Riser is now just using a bit of ERS in the slipstream, and John Wick has no ERS left, but he does look to have quite a good top speed, but Viper is gaining now, taking a bit of a weird line through Belgium. Let's see if he sends it down the inside. He sends it around the outside. Let's see if he can make the move stick around the outside. I don't think he will, and this gives a chance to Puma to do a switch back, but he has a little moment on exit, which opens the door for Khan here. Let's see if Khan is able to overtake Puma down into turn 1. I think he will get the move sorted, as they're still side by side. Are they gonna go side by side to Blanchimo? They will not, as Puma just slots in front of Khan there, as we can see Darrell taking the lead again. So now James will indeed just try and stay behind and use the DRS to recharge ERS. But if Darrell is smart, he lets James through again, and he does an undercut on James to prevent him from being able to get into his DRS and recharging his ERS. As you can see, Darrell using an ERS now as well. He will be looking to break out of the DRS and not letting James recharge his ERS, as Darrell is milking his whole battery. I'm not sure why he is doing this. He is on the same percentage of ERS as James is now, or at least roughly. So he's 8/10 clear of James right now, as the first time penalties are starting to roll in right now. Both drivers using their ERS. The gap is 7/10 for now, but of course James has the slipstream effect as well, so he will not be losing time on the straight here, as we can see. James just staying behind here. So James will be looking to stay behind on the straight, as he has nearly no ERS left. 50% for Darble, 40% for James. Not a lot for this stage of the race, as we can see Puma and Khan battling here. Quite a lot of people stepped up here. I think it's P6 down till P14 actually, who are in the train. It's a 3 right through turn 1. The 2 McLarens and Aston Martin, are they gonna go side by side through Auguste? We're gonna have to view this from the camera like this, as Khan actually slots in front of Puma here. Puma not being able to manage to stick it around the outside. There's an Alpine of Kevin van Dijk on the hard compounded tires, trying to overtake Puma here around the outside of Lecombe. Will he be able to make the move stick? No, he will not. He will just slow him back behind. Does it open the door of Viper? It does not as well. So the order stays the same, as Darble has nearly put it on the DRS again. The gap being 7/10, but Darble now has less ERS than James. Why has he used his whole battery to try and break out of the DRS? It didn't even happen, and he has lost all his ERS as well. So it's no ideal at all for Darble here. As let's see if Alien is still on the 100% ERS, nearly 86% for him. So he's looking very strongly, actually driving in the middle of nowhere, 4 seconds in front of some guy and 7 seconds behind the top 2 guys. So that's no idea for him. As we can see Khan and John Wick battling again. Will he make a move around the outside Blanchimo? I don't think he will. I think he will just try and make it stick into the bus stop chicane, as that's actually Puma going down the inside of Khan. As Puma breaks quite a bit too late and runs into Khan there, as they're 4 wide through the bus stop chicane, which is not possible, of course. It's way too tight for there, so they make contact, obviously. So Stretting gaining 3 positions there in one corner because the other guys are battling, as John Wick gets overtaken by Khan, but Khan will get re-overtaken on Camel Straight here again, as he will have absolutely no ERS, and no DRS, I mean, down Camel Straight, and John Wick is absolutely on his tail. John Wick on the hard compound tires, of course, will have a better pace towards the end of it. Stretting gets a penalty as well, not ideal for him. So John Wick here overtaking Khan again down the inside of Lecombe. So very well done by him, very well calculated indeed, and not so well calculated by Khan there. He might have just wanted to stick behind John Wick and overtaken him on Camel Straight instead of the main straight. As we can see a little bit of terrain forming here from P6 down into P16. All this battling has allowed Ozeng, MKL and Kendricks to catch up to this terrain here, and we can see the top 2 guys are still in their own little DRS thing here as well. As you can see, James on 40% DRS, Darwell on 30, well, it was literally Darwell on 100 and James on 50% a few laps ago. So that's not ideal at all. Darwell, look how much James is gaining on as they actually run into each other, as they spin each other out. I'm not sure what these guys are doing here, but they will both want to go into the pits, and I think Darwell just went a bit too slow there, and James went a bit too quick, so they make contact, both drivers into the pits. Does James have front wing damage? I don't think he has front wing damage. James going to the mediums. Let's see if Darwell goes to the hards. He does not go to the hards, I think he goes to the mediums as well. Both drivers onto the medium compound tires here. So they will be fighting till the end here. As there's actually yellow flag. I'm not sure what that's about. Is someone crashing the pit wall? Don't tell me someone crashed into the pit wall. I think this Kendrick will just spun around. Does he have front wing damage? He does not have front wing damage, so that's ideal for him. So both James and Darwell going to the medium compound tires. So they will be looking to create an even bigger gap to the people behind. They're in P5 and P4, but they already have done a pit stop. So the train that was behind them from like P6 till P14 or 16 has caught up to them, but they're a pit stop behind. That's how far Darwell and James are up front. But Darwell and James now on cold tires, of course, are losing the DRS DRS gap to Puma, as Puma is able to catch up again. And if he tries to overtake James, he might give Darwell a chance to run away with it on the next lap. So we just have to wait and see. But Puma is already losing massive amount of time as their tires are warmed up now. So Darwell and James both on around 50% DRS. James absolutely on the rear of Darwell here. I think he will be looking to overtake Darwell on the next lap. He will have a great slipstream on the back straight here. Let's see if he's able to overtake Darwell here, as I don't think he will. I think he will just stick behind Darwell, as he does indeed no contact made there, but done by James. I think he will just try and overtake Darwell on the on Camel Straight. As there's yellow flag again in sector 3, as the people coming together again. As someone cuts in the pit wall, I'm not sure what it's about. I think it's John Wick. Does he have front wing damage? I'm not sure. But we will actually go to Darwell and James, as we can see them coming up through Arbuz and Radium, and then up into Camel Straight here. Darwell getting overtaken by James again. Just switching places. Of course, the defense is so strong, you can't defend. Still James showing that he is not willing to give the place up, making a little bit of a defensive move and then switching back to the race line again. So of course that is allowed. And Dem Shame is going slow in the final corner. I'm not sure what it's about. I think Guardian has spun around. That's a really weird place to spin around, as that's already super far onto the straight. So if there's not contact, I'm not sure why he would spin there, as he would already be in 4th or 5th, maybe even 6th gear on that part of the straight. So no clue what's going on there. as James actually stuck behind some guy who's in all the tires, of course. Will James try to overtake him here around the outside of this corner? You normally can't overtake as some guy lets both drivers through here. He does not want to interfere with this battle up front. He's just driving his own race and trying to get that podium, as currently he is in a provisional P4. So Alien, of course, in the middle of nowhere. He is roughly around 8 to 9 seconds in front of some guy in P4, and he is around 12 seconds behind the top 2 guys, as some guy will not have DRS here. So Alien actually going to the soft compounded tires. I'm not sure, as he's actually front wing damage, so that might get him overtaken by the other drivers. I'm not sure if he crashed into the pit or something, or did he pick up damage at the start, but Alien changing his front wing, of course, losing him around 5 seconds more, and he was around 4 seconds. No, I was a bit more in front. I think he will stay in P3, but the gap will be significantly closer than before. As someone actually with his he retired, will that be a safety car? I'm not sure if he retired because of a spin, or that's a really weird place to retire actually. Where is he retired? I'm not sure. No safety car for that. Alright, that's fine. As we can see, Darrell and James already pass sector 1 there, and the pit stop in front. So the person in provisional P2 is in P11 right now. So 10 people still need to make a pit stop. A bit less actually, 9 people. So they will be looking to pit soon. I think the mediums will go to the softs as well. I think you can actually make it to the end on softs, but they will absolutely be worn down at the end. So it's not ideal to go to the softs. You might want to go to the mediums or to the hards, but of course those are lacking quite a bit of pace compared to the softs. As James is on 40% ERS and Darrell is on 73, like we saw early on in the race. The person behind does seem to have a significant amount more ERS than the person in front, just because the DRS is so strong and it saves your battery up so massively. So Darrell here looking to save his ERS to the end of the race and trying to overtake James. Then we have 7 laps remaining here. Is that correct? No, 8 laps remaining. As the people behind are starting to pit now. 4 people on the pitch. So let's see where they go to. I think softs. I think everyone will go to the softs from now on, as we of course have fresh set of tires. So everyone can pit the new softs and still have 2 sets of softs left. So I think everyone that will pit after lap 14 or 15 will go to the softs as well. So that will be quite interesting to see different strategies work. As someone actually retired, there's Khan, and that will be a safety car. I think it's a virtual safety car. Khan and Kevin coming together, the 2 new drivers. As Khan actually beats his car, Kevin's actually beats his car here. That's not ideal. He reset the track. I think it's allowed as his car was beached and he couldn't go anywhere. So that's not ideal, of course. But this is a virtual safety car, not a full safety car. Keep it in mind. Huh? It says virtual safety car, but safety car's out on track. Yeah, no, I definitely agree, EA. Virtual safety car while safety car's out on track. Yeah, I reckon just a full safety car. So Darrell and James might go to the soft chair as well, as they will have a significant pace disadvantage if they decide to stick on those mediums, those 4-level mediums, as it still says virtual safety car for me. Well, it's pretty clearly a full safety car, I think, as James and Darrell both pitting here for the soft compounded tires, as I think that's the right decision by both drivers. They might lose a position to Alien though. I'm not sure about that, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think Alien will pit. I think Alien might actually grab the race lead here, as it will be pretty close. I think. No, I think they will stay in front. So that is Darrell and James opting to go for that. Yeah, it does say it now. It says full safety car now. So just a little bit of a glitch, I think. A little bit of a glitch in the game. There are of course a lot of glitches in the game so far. So while we have the safety car, I'm just gonna have a sip of my drink. I'm starting to get a headache from all the talking, as it is of course a pretty long race as well, as the lap times are so long. I think the laps are like 146, 147, maybe even 148 long. So yeah, let's say roughly 2 minutes. So 22 minutes, 22 laps would basically come down to pretty much 45 minutes of straight talking. So that's just a race, that's without qualifying. So you can understand that your voice is going to be pretty sore after the race and just a throat as well. So it's important to keep yourself hydrated as well. So I'm just gonna have to wait for the safety car to come in now, as safety cars are of course very boring to watch. As we can see, Darrell has not gone for the soft compounded tires. He's actually gone for the mediums, and that might actually be a very good call. But it depends how long the safety car stays out. As if the safety car stays out another 3 laps, Darrell will be absolutely furious, as those stops will not drop off in the first 5 laps compared to the mediums. So Darrell on those mediums here, I'm not sure why he opted to go for the mediums, but Bono in P3 on mediums, as well as Sneaky Robbie in P5 on fresh softs. So he might be looking to get that podium, as Darrell is not on soft. So a strategy blunder by Darrell, I would say, as we can see Guardian Knight is roughly still half a track behind the field. So that's not ideal at all. Just waiting for Guardian Knight to catch up here. So he is still nearly the whole entirety of Camel Straight behind the field, as Alien and Softs are gonna struggle towards the end, as they are already 4 or 3 laps old. So that's not ideal for Alien. I think the safety car might be in this lap for as everyone is caught up to the field. So safety car in this lap indeed. So just gonna spectate Darrell James. I mean this time. Last time, of course, at Darrell restarting, and as James is already gone actually. He's gone super early. I didn't expect that level. He even caught me off guard. So he caught Darwell off guard as well. He has a bit of a gap now. But of course we know the slipstream is super strong on Camel Straight. So we're just going to have to wait and see if Darwell is able to overtake him into turn 1. Let's see if we can get a good run on him. Of course we know the slipstream is super powerful. As Darwell gets a bit of a moment, now I don't think Darwell will be able to overtake him. He will have to try and stay within the DRS of James here. So we have to wait and see if he can gain a lot of time on the straight here. As you can see, the slipstream effect is absolutely crazy. Darwell is gaining. But he is not able to overtake James at all. He is still he's still 5 tenths behind on the straight, and now of course James will have to make use of those fresh softs here, as the gap is already 7.5 tenths. Darwell is gonna struggle massively to try and stay within the DRS of James here, so that's no idea at all. As Robbie here actually tries to make a move on his teammate, that's not his teammate actually, that's Aston Martin on a Ferrari. It's a bit late for me, it's already nearly 11 PM for me, as actually the Ferrari gets a huge moment and Robbie has to brake there for the Ferrari, so that's not ideal at all. He will be looking to overtake the Ferrari down to the bus chicane. Of course Robbie has no time penalty and is on a softer compound, so he will try and overtake him around the outside of the bus stop chicane, and he does make that move stick. No slide into the bus stop chicane, so very well done by him. Absolutely on the limit there, as James setting the fastest lap here, 43.6, 4 laps remaining. As we can see, Darwell is still managing to keep that gap under the 1 second, but he will have to do a bit better than that, and he will have to try and catch up and overtake James while James is on his fresh soft score. But of course those softs will start to drop off, and he will still have to do 7 laps on those softs, which is quite a lot on for softs. So Darwell, if he has this strategy gamble right to go to the mediums instead of the softs, then Darwell will be an absolutely master strategist, as we can see Alien on the 5 lap old softs already struggling quite a bit compared to Robbie, who's only on 2 lap fresher softs. So we'll see how long the softs will hang on. As you can see, the top 2 running away with it, they definitely have quite a lot better pace than the rest of the field. So let's see if Darwell can manage to stay within James's DRS. James has quite a lot more ERS, which is of course pretty normal, seeing as Darwell has a tire disadvantage. But on the straighter, Darwell gaining a lot again because of the slipstream, so that might just help him to stick within DRS of James. He's actually gained 4.5 tenths, maybe even 5 tenths on that last straight with slipstream only. That just shows you how fucking strong the slipstream effect is on this game. So DRS enabled now. Darwell within the DRS, so he has actually saved his chances on the win, and he actually has the better cars now, as his tires will start to get better towards the end of the race compared to James's tires, which will start to get worse to the end of the race. As someone has bumped in the corner, I think it's John Wick. That's not ideal for him, but we gotta stay at the 2 top guys here, the top 2 championship leaders. Of course, Kendrick is in P2 of championship standing there now, but he is in P14 not scoring points right now. As you can see, Darwell trying to stay behind James and just recharging the ERS to have a little bit more ERS for the final few laps here, as James has around 50% ERS and Darwell has around 20% less, so he will have to recharge the battery fairly quickly. But of course James's tire will start to drop off very soon, way sooner than Darwell's tires, so James will be struggling more towards the end than Darwell. So Darwell might have actually done the right strategy, and James might have actually done the wrong strategy. But of course it was all down to when the safety car came in, and the safety car came in quite early, only 2 laps of safety car. So yeah, that is not ideal for James at all. our championship leader, will be looking to take another win this season, and Darvel will be looking to add another victory of him to his trophy cabinet as well. So Darvel here at the back of James, all over his rear, 3.5 tenths behind him. Will he make a move on this chemistry? I don't think he will make a move this lap. I think he will just try and make a move on the final lap, so he can't get re-overtaken on the next lap, as James currently in P1 on the soft compound tires, 5 laps on those softs, Darvel on 5 laps on those mediums. Let's see if Darvel is able to overtake me. He's so close behind him, way closer to the last lap, the last time around. As Darvel is super close compared to James, through Ocean Radion, up the hill here. Let's see if he can overtake him in the slipstream, DRS enabled. Let's see if he's going to overtake him. I don't think he will go for the move. He is not, he is lifting. He wants to try and stay behind till the final lap of the race and then overtake Darvel and then try and pull away with the ERS he has saved. James right now not using ERS at all, trying to save the battery as well. But it's so hard to save the battery when you're not in DRS. You just eat your battery away, and you save your battery so quickly once you're in the DRS. So Darvel will be saving his ERS a lot easier than James will. Of course, you save battery as well when you're in the slipstream, as you just your car doesn't have to use that much electrical power to get the same straight line speed compared to when you're up front and have all the downforce on the car and no slipstream or DRS at all. So Darvel here, 2 tenths behind, close as he has been so far, but he will not overtake James into bus stop chicane, I think. As he does not, as someone has actually crashed. That's Hixie. I think Hixie has crashed his left section. Or Hixie already crashed a long time ago. I think it's John Wick who has been spun around. And I think that's actually damn shame who has retired. That's not ideal on the penultimate lap. Darvel is still staying behind. You can see him lifting and coasting before the final corner, before the bus stop chicane, just to stay behind James. You have to do the same, as James is trying to let him pass, but Darvel says, I don't want to have anything to do with that, but you want to stay behind, recharge the ERS and try and do a move on the final lap, as they're actually going super slow. This might allow Sneaky Rabbit to catch up, but Darvel has the better tires here, because he can easily stay within James's DRS and the 210 till 410 gap. As he's actually using his ERS, he will try and overtake. I think he will try and overtake on the penultimate lap. Why does he make a move on the penultimate lap? Next lap, James will have DRS, unless James uses no ERS this lap and saves up a bit more than Darvel. And Darvel might be in big trouble here. Darvel will be looking to pull away quite a bit on his lap. The gap right now, 4.5 tenths. Let's see if Darvel his tires are better. He must have insane confidence in this tire advantage. Otherwise you wouldn't want to make a move on the penultimate lap around Spa-Francorchamps. As he goes through Pouillon now, little lift there from both drivers. No track limits from both drivers. No penalties. It's all about the on-track thing. Through the second sector, as James actually goes a bit wide, that can cost him a bit of time and potentially even the win. As Darvel goes a bit wide, with both drivers pushing the absolute limits here. As Darvel takes a corner quite a bit better. Both drivers using the ERS now, as Viper is retired as well on the penultimate lap. Not ideal for him. Quite a few drivers in trouble here on the last few laps. We also have quite a lot of penalties, so we might see someone like John Wick jumping 6 positions just because he doesn't have any penalties. So James here, through the bus stop chicane, will he be close enough to overtake Darvel? I think the guys will play some DRS games here as well, like happened last lap around, as James is pretty close to Darvel. I don't think Darvel has a big enough gap to stick with this lead. Will Darvel try and brake and let James pass before the DRS thing? I don't think he will. I think Darvel is a big problem here. He has less ERS, no DRS, no slipstream. He has the better tire compound, but James is already alongside him, or at least on his back before the DRS zone, and he's actually flying past. Darvel can do nothing about this. Darvel has absolutely thrown the win away by overtaking James there on the penultimate lap, last lap, as he will have to try and make a move down to the bus stop chicane. Of course, you still have the super long back straight with Blanchimont, and the slipstream is super powerful, but James has more ERS than Darvel. But of course Darvel has the better tire compound. The tire wear on Darvel's car might be quite a lot less, so he will be looking to stay right on the rear of James there and overtake him down to the bus stop chicane. You can absolutely send it into the bus stop chicane. because it's the hard braking zone. That's the beautiful thing about Spa-Francorchamps. You can overtake in the last corner, which can cause some very exciting scenes. Darwell here. Let's see if he can stay close through the final corner, going a bit wide there. He still has a slipstream, but I don't think he's close enough. He's gaining on the Red Bull here. On the penultimate lap, he has the better compounded tires, but I'm not sure if he can overtake James here, as he is not close enough for the final corner. Will he send it? I don't think he will. Both drivers out of ERS. He will not send it. He brakes super late, but he does not send it. Both drivers look their rear tires. As two drivers are retired, some guy in Garden Knight, both retired. As James wins Spa-Francorchamps and extends his championship lead, as Darrell has actually spun across the line, but has finished in P2. Sneaker Robbie takes the final podium position. Puma before, good result by the Aston Martin drivers. Kevin in P5, amazing debut by him after spinning, of course, with Khan early on in Lecombe. Strading takes the last points home, as he actually does not. He has a lot of penalties, so he drops back down. I think Siebert takes the last point, or it might even be Ozen. I'm not entirely sure, but James wins the Belgium Grand Prix here and extends his championship lead compared to anyone. I think he extends his championship lead by around 3 or 4 points. Might be a bit more. I'm not sure what the point system is here in LSR. But James here on top step today in Belgium. Our British driver, our Turkish driver in P2, and our Belgian driver for his home Grand Prix finishes in P3. Robbie, amazing result by him as well. The two Aston Martins seem to be on top of it the last 2 rounds, doing very well in the Constructors' Championship as well, as they just take a lot of points home, and have 2 drivers up there, as we have James here winning and taking the fastest lap. I'm sorry if I couldn't talk too loudly in the final stage, but my mom got pretty angry with me because I was absolutely screaming during the race, and it's already pretty late here. So anyway, James has won the Belgium Grand Prix from P2, just nailing the last few laps a bit better than Darrell. I don't think Darrell should have overtaken him on the penultimate lap there. I don't think that was the right decision. Did he make a mistake, and maybe he mistook the penultimate lap for the final lap, as Sneaky Robbie finished off the podium. Puma before Kevin in P5 on his debut, really well done by him. Alien in P6, Bono P7, very well done by the 2 Ferrari drivers as well. Then MKL in P8, Kendricks P9, and then Siebert rounds off the top 10 in P10. As this is of course Group C, we will have the higher groups, Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3 later on in the weekend as well. Of course, Group 1 is one of the groups to watch out for. A lot of good PSGL drivers as well in there. So I hope I will see you guys later on in the weekend as well. Let me just check what track is next week. Let me quickly check it. Next week is Saudi Arabia, so Jeddah. So that's a very exciting track as well. Of course, very challenging. Very high speed. The walls are close. Of course, a lot of accidents happen on the track. So it will be a race to look forward to. Of course, we still will have the other groups this weekend. So I hope I will see you guys then. I will not be commentating those races. I will not be driving in Group 1 as well, as I will not be home. But anyway, thank you for attending the stream here, and I hope to see you later this weekend again. Tune in definitely for Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. And of course, I hope you enjoy it. So I will see you next week again with Group C around Jeddah.